Yeah,
Your friends can tell you what?
the friends can tell you, like, for example, they can say, oh, okay, so they just say that, why can't we go have sex? Everybody else is doing it.
Everybody, and that's a line most teens use, right?
Yeah.
They come and say because you want to belong, right?
Yeah, they just say because you want to fit in, but in reality, not everybody is even doing it.
No, everyone is actually doing it. And then
Hello everyone, welcome to our show today. It's me, Lil, my dad.
Deaden.
Before we start, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Subscribe.
So today we'll be talking about peer pressure. Daddy, are you ready?
I'm ready, baby. Here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah, peer pressure. So today we'll be talking about peer pressure with my daughter, Lulu.
As we play
Yes. All right, so who goes first? You go first. No playing only one. You play even others, okay?
Oh.
All right. So, what is peer pressure?
Peer pressure is what your friends encourage you to do. Like if they encourage you to do something, like for example, playing in the basketball team or volleyball team or softball team, or even going to a math contest.
Going into a math contest, playing in the basketball team. Also, peer pressure could mean some other negative stuff, like what?
Like skipping class, being mean to a kid, and like cyberbullying somebody and stuff, and just taking drugs.
Taking drugs.
Like most common in stuff like in high school, cocaine, weed, alcohol, vapes, and cigarettes and stuff.
Engaging in sex. Is that part of what you can have peer pressure?
Yeah.
Your friends can tell you what?
The friends can tell you, like, for example, they can say, oh, okay, so they just say that, why can't we have sex? Everybody else is doing it.
Everybody, and that's a line most teens use, right?
Yeah.
They come and say because you want to belong, right?
Yeah, they just say because you want to fit in, but in reality, not everybody is even doing it.
No, everyone is actually doing it. And then, of course, now teenagers and maybe girls your age and others, they feel like, I'm losing out, right? Whose turn is it? My turn? No, baby, it was my turn.
Oh, I already moved you. It was my turn.
All right, fine. Then I'll go. Hey. So what happens? What are some of the things that you can do when faced with a situation where your peers are telling you to do certain stuff?
Be assertive.
Be assertive.
Yes. Yeah. Say your opinion. Just say, like, and also, like, for example, you can give the benefit of the doubt. Like, for example, one of your friends can say, like, hey, why don't you take some drugs, or how about we engage in sex, and then you say, what's gonna happen? What if we get pregnant? What if we get sick? That's gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, and like saying your opinion, like maybe not everybody else is doing it. We don't really know whether other people are doing it. They don't really give us their love lives, so.
Exactly. Not everyone tells you what they do and you're not watching them. And so it's not even current that everyone is actually doing what you think they're doing. And your peers are here to pressure you,
Yeah.
And this is sometimes maybe the values that you hold, right?
Yeah, the values that you hold. Like, we believe that we should not have sex before marriage. And like other people might say sex before marriage is okay, just as long as you have protection.
Protection, yeah. Yeah.
And others say, like, for example, over here, we don't date until like after we get our job and stable life. Others say you can only date if that other person is useful to what's gonna he's gonna help, he or she is gonna help you become a better person.
So what are some of the things that you think can help you to not fall into the trap of negative peer pressure?
Listen to what your friends talk to when you talk about on a daily basis. What do they talk about? Do they talk about boys? Do they talk about schoolwork? Do they just talk about like stuff that like, for example, do they talk about like their club members or how to make money and how to invest in it and what they're gonna do after they are growing up and stuff? You can even listen to them. You can even listen to them debate. What's the main topic of the debate? Like, what if they say which boy is cuter, or who was a better president, Marable, Lamar, or Sam Houston?
So if you listen to them, you can kind of get to know if this is a right group you're hanging around, right? If they're influencing you well or they're influencing you negatively. If you think that this is not the right kind of group that I want to hang around, what do?
You leave.
You leave.
Yeah, you look for new friends.
Do you think you would hurt them?
I mean, like, I don't think so. I mean, like, it's not there. I mean, if they usually, for me, when I create friends, sometimes people they have other close friends. So like they don't really pay to you as much attention as your close friends. Yeah, because they're people who are already closer than other people.
Now I need to please my friend most of the time.
Yeah, and that's not just like that's not a real friendship. That's pretty much somebody roboting you around, controlling you. They're like your little servant. Whatever they do, you have to go and please them because they're the king or / queen / highness.
So like they're the ones who are gonna determine what's happening in your life. Yeah.
And that's just controlling. That's not a real friendship.
That's not real friendship.
Real friendship is somebody who cares enough for somebody to speak their own opinion and they're not hurt by it. They understand that you are your own person and you have your own things to do and you don't have to dedicate all your time and life pleasing them. And they can also learn from that other person. That's what makes me and you such great friends. We're different. We might have our differences, we have our similarities, but we all have a decent respect for each other. So we have our own respect for each other, and that makes us good friends.
So your friends must respect you. Your
Yes.
friends must be able to look at you and say, hey, I know that you don't agree with it, but I respect it. They need to understand you.
Yeah.
And you need yourself to have values.
Yeah, they need to also, you have to have your own
Own values, right?
Yeah, right now you guys are teaching me my values. I've already learned a bunch of my values right now.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
At least I've known how to deal with peer pressure. And someone out there has known how to deal with peer pressure. What you know inside will guide you on how you go. You know, like for example, your parents will not be there with you everywhere.
Yeah, you guys are not there with me in school.
In school.
Or sometimes when I'm with church with my friends, you're not there.
You're not there. So you better have your own value system that will guide you as you deal with your friends.
Yeah, so that you know who you're gonna be from inside. When people are watching, when people are not watching, you already know who you are.
Oh, you are. Thank you, baby, for your time.
You're welcome.
I'm always honored to have this time and chat with you. And for our viewers, we really thank you for staying on with us in this topic of discussion today. We were talking about dealing with peer pressure. And kindly subscribe.
Subscribe.
If you like
subscribe,
this, subscribe. If you love this content, please press like the button, and then of course put the notification bell so that every time we put a video you're notified and you're able to give us a support. Kindly support us. Subscribe. Now, thank you so much. You want to give them 2 seconds?
It's that time again. We're giving you 2 seconds to subscribe.
Subscribe.
1,
2.
Thank you so
much for subscribing. Bye and see you. Mwah.
Mwah.